Joining us now, Tim Kennedy, a highly decorated Special Forces Master Sergeant and sniper, a Green Beret with extensive deployments in Iraq. Tim, we appreciate you very much for joining us tonight. What do you make of Jackie's report just now? In this 2-week time frame, can Israel get inside Iran's heavily fortified Fordow nuclear facility? It's in a mountain under layers of concrete.
Yeah, they absolutely can. There's no doubt that Israel has to for their existence. Iran has been the #1 terrorist supporter of every organization that has been fighting against us in the past 20 years. And just in the past 5 years, where it's the Houthis, Hamas, Hezbollah, all of them being funded by Iran, they do not want America to exist. The Iranian people, incredible people. If you looked at photos from the 60s and the 70s, Iran was once a beautiful place. And what it is now, it is a bastion of terrorism.
Okay, so you do think that they could somehow get into this tunnel system and take out that nuclear facility that is believed to be down the road making a nuclear bomb. But what do you make of this? Is there a chance that people of Iran will rise up and throw out the theocratic dictatorship? Because military officials say Iran is in an increasingly desperate situation. You know, its air force is completely destroyed. Israel controls the skies over Tehran. And GOP Senator Tom Tillis from Senate Veterans Affairs said today, quote, "It's time for a regime change there." He believes President Trump should be given a fair amount of leeway to effectuate that. What do you think?
Yeah, the dictatorship that is Iran right now, they've shut off the internet to the people. The people aren't even able to communicate. They're shutting down cell phone towers. They are so scared of their own people, and they should be, because those people have been living underneath a terrorist organization for the past 50 years. If we look to the success of Israel in the past just 2 years, whether it was their ability to infiltrate the terrorist organizations, distribute pagers that were packed with explosives, or to the level of sophistication that we saw during the initial attack via the ballistic missile strikes in Iran, they knew exactly where every single one of those leaders were. Every single group and facility that would have been part of the response back to Israel, they were able to eliminate all of those targets, very specific strategic military targets. And then in retaliation, Iran just sending as many missiles as they can back to civilian targets. It's a complete mess. And but what we should be looking at is the clear capability of the Israeli military to strike at very strategic targets, to include, like specific rooms where people were sleeping. The fact that they knew that they were there and then flew missiles through the windows where those people were sleeping. Iran should be quaking their boots, and they cannot be allowed to have a nuclear weapon.
Tim Kennedy, thank you for your service to America. It's good to have you on, sir.